Welcome back to Front Page Fades Barbershop News. Today we're going to be talking about the Joe Budden and NBA Youngboy situation that had the internet a little bit riled up for a couple of days. And it starts off by Joe Budden literally saying NBA Youngboy is trash. NBA Youngboy took it personally and tried to come back on the internet and taunt Joe Budden. In the back of my mind, I'm saying to myself, maybe this is what Joe Budden wanted, even though this isn't what he needs. Maybe this is what he wanted. Stay relevant, get a bunch of young kids listening to his podcast now, and that's all good. But for NBA Youngboy, it made him look weak. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if Joe Budden don't like your music? You sell off everything that you put out. Who cares? Who cares if anybody don't like your shit? Because at the end of the day, nobody likes everything. And there's a lot of people out here that are only liking your stuff because at the end of the day, it is cool. It's not that they really like it or they really enjoy it. A lot of people are following trends. Joe Budden was right. Maybe the label is the one that started all these hashtags of YB is better and all these things like that. But at the same time, it's how many people actually listen to music on a replay value. At this point right now, I don't see how anybody could say anybody has good music because nobody right now has replay value. Spotify sees it. This is why they laid off as many as a couple hundred employees as of this week. Everybody sees that there's a decline in music. There's a decline in attention span. There's a decline in people actually creating good longevity music. Music that's going to be around for 20, 30 years. The other day I was watching a basketball game and all I hear is music from the early 2000s. And then you wonder why. There was a thing called being commercial. Nobody wanted to be commercial. Nobody wanted to sell out. Nobody wanted to be the guy that always was on the commercials on TV, on the radio commercials, doing ads and sponsors and promos. But guess what? Those are the guys that are still making money to this day. And I understand this whole independent thing came out and everybody wanted to be independent. But when everybody's independent, there's no team. The word independent means doing it by yourself. I know that everybody says I have a team, but how do you have a team if you're doing something independent? So when YB has this following and this cult following, you have to understand what it is. It's a basically a well-oiled machine behind him that's pushing everything that he's doing. So you may think his shit is trash, but then there's a lot of people out there that like his shit, right? But why though? Is it because of that generator that's behind him? Because everybody else who's putting out music, nobody even likes, nobody even hears, and maybe he's just going off of the whole situation of being you're making generic music just like everybody else, with a label or without a label. There's no difference music in what YB's making than what anybody else is making. It's probably just the label behind him. So maybe he's upset that somebody could say his shit is trash because he has a label behind him, and his shit shouldn't be trash because he's paying people to get this shit out there. And maybe he may be deceived by the people that the people are paying to have his attention. You get what I'm saying? So at this point right now, I don't hear no NBA Youngboy music. I don't hear nobody playing that shit. We have a barbershop, and I don't hear nobody playing that shit. And it's not no slight to him. It's not no slight to. It's just people like what they like. Like if you have a artist, you're gonna stick to your artist. Playlists, I get that's the new thing right now. But what is a playlist when nobody knows the artist that's coming up next? And then at the end of the day, we don't know if the artist is going to be here next month, 2 years from now. Like, shit, I first heard Pop Smoke. I thought his shit was crazy. A lot of people said he sounded like 50 Cent. You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody's always going to say something about your music, bro. So it's either you're just going to take it on the chin or you're just going to be like, yo, you know what? Crash out. Because the other day, like, that was a crash out for me because you felt the way that the man said your music was trash. And like I said, music has no replay value right now. So the fact that you got your bag out of it and the fact that you're able to come back and create better longevity music, like so-called commercial music that's going to be around for 20, 30 years, that's cool. Don't worry about Joe Budden. Joe Budden is just doing his job. His job is to tell you that your shit is whack if it's whack. everybody has a job to play and everybody's doing it the way how it's supposed to be. Like, it's the people around you that you need to watch out for, because those are the ones who are not telling you that your shit is whack if it's whack. These are the yes people, the people that are guaranteed to get paid by hyping you up. So at the end of the day, if somebody's criticizing your work or giving you a critique on what you did, bro, you got to take it like a man. Take the sense out of the nonsense. So do I think Joe Budden was wrong for critiquing him that harshly? Nah. Do I think that YB acted weirdly for somebody who is selling out anything that they put out? Yeah, because I know he's going to say, oh, Joe Budden has influence, but how? Joe Budden's market is not your market, even though a lot of people are tuning into him right now. His market is not your market. So I kind of feel the whole thing like, even when Drake lashed out at him, I get it. Because you have a market and you're speaking and, you know, his music's on the radio and those type of situations. I get it. But at the same time, I don't think that Joe Budden could do anything to either one of those careers. It lasts for a couple of days, it goes away. Simple as that.